Welcome to all. In this video we will see about polymerase chain reaction, popularly known as PCR. PCR is an in vitro technique to make millions of copies of a specific DNA region. In addition, it also helps to find out the presence or absence of a specific DNA fragment. That means it helps to detect the presence or absence of a DNA fragment. It is a simple and robust technique compared to Southern blotting that also useful to detect the presence of DNA, but it needs long time and large technical expertise, whereas PCR is a simple technique. And PCR machine replicates the DNA fragments, but unlike DNA replication takes place inside the living cells, the PCR machine multiplies the DNA by simply altering the temperatures in the cycling machines, and hence it is also referred as thermocycler. The PCR machine concept was invented by the scientist Gary Mullis in the year 1983. Now we will see the working principle for PCR. PCR works based on three stages. The stage 1 is called denaturation. In normal condition, DNA exists in the double-stranded DNA. When double-stranded DNA molecules are subjected to high temperatures such as 92 to 100 degrees Celsius, the double strand become two individual single strands. This process is called denaturation. Just by heat, the weak hydrogen bonds are break out and the double helix structure become two individual strands. And when the temperature is dropped down, the two individual strands base pair by complementary sequence interaction, and this process is called renaturation. And another stage is called annealing, when we decrease the temperature step by step. When it reaches around 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, the complementary DNA strands trying to interact with each other and to become renature itself. In this stage, these complementary strands are too lengthy. So some oligonucleotides ranging from 20 to 40 base DNA base pair sequences which are complementary to specific region of the DNA fragment, and in between region is our DNA of interest. So the presence of this kind of oligo short nucleotides compete with the lengthy DNA fragments, and these primers will interact with the template DNA much faster than the lengthy complementary DNA sequences. And this process is called annealing. Usually this takes place at 50 to 65 degrees Celsius. Third stage is called polymerization. There is one enzyme is added in the PCR reaction mix. That enzyme is called Taq polymerase. It is a kind of DNA polymerase 3 and it works well at 72 to 74 degrees Celsius, and it will not lose its function when exposed to 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. So when the temperature raised up to 70 to 74 degrees Celsius in the PCR mix, the Taq DNA polymerase become active and recognize the primer binding site, and it recruits specific DNTPs already supplied in the PCR reaction tube and elongate the primer strand at 5' to 3' direction, and two more single stranded complement strands will be produced. This results in one double strand DNA become two double strand DNA at the end of the cycle. After this, the step 1, that means denaturation, step 2 annealing, step 3 polymerization are repeated several times to obtain the million copies of the DNA template of our interest. And this is the working principle for PCR machine. Now we will see the principle with illustration. So assume we have a double strand DNA in our PCR mix, and this tube is called PCR tube, usually 100 to 200 microliter capacity tubes. These are made up of able to transfer the heat very rapidly, so that the machine blocks produce heat production in the machine blocks will be immediately transferred to reaction mix present inside this tube. Similarly, it also radiate outside the temperature, so when the PCR blocks cools down, the tube temperature also cools down rapidly. So now assume we add one piece of DNA template inside the PCR tube and place inside the PCR machine, and we set different temperature settings. We will see one by one. So initially, to denature, we keep the temperature to 94 degrees Celsius, and this step is called denaturation step or melting stage. Due to the exposure of high temperature such as 94 degrees Celsius, the double strand DNA become two individual stranded DNA. After that, suddenly we expose to 50 degrees Celsius. That means the PCR machine started rapidly decreasing the temperature to 50 degrees Celsius, so that PCR tube also obtaining 50 degrees Celsius. We can set it up 50 to 65 degrees Celsius according to the requirement. During this time, before the complementary strands interact together, the small oligonucleotides supplied inside the PCR tube will interacted at their complementary region in the two individual strands. Now the machine block goes to another slightly high temperature, that means 72 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, it is favorable for the Taq polymerase, and it starts elongates its chain by adding complementary nucleotides towards the 5' to 3' direction from the primer, and this stage is called the extension or polymerization stage. So now at the end of this stage, initially we kept just one piece of double stranded DNA. Now it become two pieces of double stranded DNA of our interest. Now again the PCR machine reached the 94 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, again these two strands become denatured and produce two strands. Here it produced two more strands. Now it become four individual single stranded DNA, and now this will be undergone a cycle. Now the 94 degrees Celsius again goes to annealing temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. Again it reaches 72 degrees Celsius polymerization. Again it go for melting. Likewise, it is repeated for 25 to 45 times. At the end, we will get millions of copies of double stranded DNA. Each time one primer binds to one single strand DNA, it becomes a double stranded DNA. Likewise, one set of DNA is doubled in each cycle of PCR amplification. So now we will make a small calculation. We assume that initially we place only one double stranded DNA inside the PCR tube. Zero cycle means just before start the machine. So one number of double stranded DNA, we assume that 2 power 0, that is equal to 1. Now the PCR machine goes one complete cycle: denaturation, annealing and polymerization. At this time, two individual strands produce two complementary strands. Now one double strand DNA become 2. So at the end of one cycle, that means 2 to the power of 1, one DNA become 2. Now it's subjected to again denaturation, annealing and polymerization. Now it become 4. So at the end of 2 cycle, the total number of DNA produced is 2 to the power of 2. Similarly, at the end of third cycle, 2 power 3 numbers of DNA will be produced. At the end of fourth cycle, 2 power 4 numbers of DNA fragments will be produced. So if we perform n number of repeated cycle, 2 to the power of n numbers of DNA will be produced in the PCR machine. So for an example, if we set the PCR machine to perform 25 cycles, it will produce millions of copies of DNA fragments of our interest. So now we will try the theoretical calculation, that means calculative yield of the PCR. Usually template DNA does not have only one copy of DNA, it will be many copy numbers are present. So we calculate by using this formula. So the total yield of the product is equal to 2 to the power of n multiplication by y. So here n means number of cycles of PCR and y means total number of copies of DNA present inside the template DNA. For example, if the initial DNA template contains 1000 copies of DNA in the PCR, then after 30 cycles of PCR, how many numbers of DNA fragments will be produced? So we can apply this formula 2 power n into. So 2 power n means 30. 2 power 30 into 1000 copies. So 2 to the power of 13 will give more than 1 billion copies of DNA. And initially we have 1000 base numbers. So more than 1 trillion copies of DNA will be produced at the end of 30 cycles of PCR performance. Now we will see the mechanism that is followed inside the cells of living organisms to replicate the DNA for cell division, and how this process is differed in the PCR machine to multiply the DNA. So in living cells, the DNA duplication or replication takes place in their living temperature conditions. They will not alter any temperature inside the cell. Whereas in the case of PCR machine, the necessary for several enzymes and protein complex is bypassed by simply altering the temperature into 2 or 3 different stages. Now we will see the key differences between DNA replication in the cells and PCR machine. So first one is double strand DNA unwinding. So inside the cell it requires several enzymes. The important enzymes helicase, gyrase and single strand binding proteins are involved in unwinding the DNA and keep in single stranded condition. Whereas in the PCR machine, the temperature is elevated to above 90 degrees Celsius so that double helix structure become two individual single strands. Next, the primers. In PCR machine, artificially synthesized oligomers are supplied as the primer inside the PCR tube, whereas inside the cells, the enzymes such as primase will produce the RNA complementary and several group of enzyme complexes and polymerases also plays major role in the development of primer in case of living cell organisms. Next, annealing temperature. So in PCR machine, we set a temperature around 50 to 65 degrees Celsius for efficient primer binding, that is called annealing temperature. This process is not followed inside the cell, except that the group of proteins, primase and other enzymes play that role. Next is elongation. Several DNA polymerase enzymes are involved inside the cell to elongate the DNA strand as well as proofreading and some endonuclease exonuclease activities. Whereas in the case of PCR machine, only one polymerase enzyme, that is a single enzyme which is added inside the PCR tube, and mostly these enzymes are thermostable, that is stable at 100 degrees Celsius and it works well at 72 degrees Celsius. Next, proofreading. Proofreading is not takes place in the PCR machine, whereas inside the cells DNA polymerase 1 will do the proofreading function. Inside the cells, at the end, the nick ends has to be combined together by the enzyme called DNA ligase, whereas this step is not necessary in the PCR. Now we will see the components that are added in the PCR reaction mix tube to perform the PCR. So the first one is the polymerase enzyme. This is the only one enzyme we will add inside the PCR tube. The most common polymerase enzyme is tag DNA polymerase extracted from hot spring organism Thermus aquaticus. This polymerase enzyme is active even at 100 degrees Celsius and its efficient working temperature is 72 to 74 degrees Celsius. Next, buffers are added. The buffer mostly consisting of divalent cations such as magnesium chloride, potassium chloride and pH maintaining buffer trees. So the divalent cations keep the DNA integrity in good conditions. And another component is DNTPs. It is a equal proportional mixture of DATP, DTTP, DCTP and DGT. Next component is template DNA. Primers can bind to the template DNA and tag polymerase identify the 3' end and perform the elongation from 5' to 3' direct. And the next component is primers. So the primers are oligonucleotides more specific to region of template DNA to perform elongation. And another component, double distilled water to make all the PCR tubes in equal volume so that all the PCR reaction treatment conditions should be maintaining the uniformity. We will see how to program the PCR machine for DNA amplification. This will work for 1 kb to 2 kb DNA base pair. So the step 1 is initial denaturation. Here we expose the PCR components at 95 degrees Celsius for 2 to 5 minutes. During this time, the basic double stranded DNA become two individual single stranded DNA. Next, step 2 is denaturation. Again, we have to expose the components into 95 degrees Celsius for 1 more minute. And next, step 3 is annealing temperature. Here, 50 to 65 degrees Celsius is set, and usually it's set to 1 minute. And the time also may be slightly adjusted from 30 seconds to 1.90 seconds. And the next step is extension step. Here, PCR machine programmed to maintain 72 degrees Celsius for 1 minute. So usually tag polymerase will amplify 1000 base pair for 1 minute. So according to the length of the DNA base, we can alter the time requirement. And next, we give the instruction to PCR machine such as go to step 2 and repeat for 30 cycles. When we give this instruction, once it reaches 72 degrees Celsius, again it goes to 95 degrees 1 minute. Again it goes annealing and perform extension. Again it go for denaturation, annealing, extension. Likewise, it will repeat 30 cycles to produce millions and trillions copies of DNA molecules. Once these 30 cycles are completed, it will go to next step 6. That stage is called final extension. We said 72 degrees Celsius, that is suitable for DNA polymerase, and we will keep it for 5 to 10 minutes. If any of the strands are not completed, those things will be completed during this stage. And the last stage is, once everything is completed, instruct the PCR machine to store the DNA at 4 degrees Celsius until the person who came and stop the machine and take back the DNA samples for their analysis purpose. Next thing is, we have to confirm the product is amplified or not. For that purpose, we will go for agarose gel electrophoresis. Usually in the first line we will add a ladder, and next lands we will add our PCR product. Once we complete the agarose gel electrophoresis, we stained with ethidium bromide and visualize the presence or absence of band that will show the presence or absence of the DNA in the sample. Now we will see the advantages of PCR. It is a simple and faster method than the Southern blotting method to detect the presence or absence of a DNA or cDNA sequence specific to a pathogen, for example HIV virus DNA, and it is used to create mutated version of a gene by manipulating the primer sequence, and it is used to isolate a gene of interest from the genomic DNA or complementary DNA, and this method is used to create DNA fragments to be used for genetic engineering and gene cloning techniques, etc. And PCR based molecular marker technologies are widely in use in the plant developments as well as certain animal development. Most common DNA based PCR markers are SSR markers and RAPD markers. Now we will see some of the disadvantages of PCR. The length of the target DNA sequence affect the PCR sensitivity. So usually PCR works well around 400 to 2 kb DNA sequence. If it is lesser or more than 2 kb, we have to optimize the PCR programming techniques as well as the PCR components to get the product. And it is difficult to detect the copy number by PCR, but it is possible by its alternative method, Southern blotting technique. And care should be taken in designing the primer sequences to perform the PCR, and more technical expertise is demanded, such as designing the primers and setting up the temperatures, especially for annealing temperature. And PCR result should be confirmed by additional conventional or molecular techniques, which is a mandate. Thank you.